Post your horror stories as Maid of Honor here. I just had to remove my best friend of 15 years because of how she treated me on wedding day and afterwards. I need y'all to lift me up a little.
My best friend since the first grade was having a destination wedding. I was a single mother and had just bought my first house, so I was super broke. But I paid for the ticket. I was the maid of honor. Her mother told me I could stay with them in their condo. I was also a single woman, so I flew there alone. Remember, best friends since first grade. I grew up with these people. As soon as I got there, her mother was being terrible to me. Had a major issue with me staying in their condo, which was confusing because she offered it. I had no idea about the itinerary and wasn't given the option to participate all week in their destination vacation plans. But I did get a lot of shitty remarks about how I was staying in their condo for free and how I couldn't afford to do the activities with them anyway. The weird part is that her brother had his girlfriend with them, and the mother of the bride happily paid for every single activity for her and treated her like a part of their family. While everyone was on vacation, I stayed behind with the bride to pick out decorations for the wedding. Because, duh, I was there for her. Her whole family wouldn't even help with anything. But I also spent a lot of time alone just sitting on the beach. I felt so pathetic. I was the only person who was there and not in a relationship. Also, the family I had grown up with completely rejected my existence. After the ceremony, the bride snapped at me to carry her train across super jagged rocks and up a mountainside so she could get pictures. Which I didn't mind. That's fine. But she did not get one photo of me and her, as her maid of honor. I left the island feeling like fucking garbage. A garbage person. If I had been older, I would have rented a car and driven myself around, and had an amazing solo vacation. I didn't go to her baby shower X years later, and then her mother gave me an earful about what a bad friend I was. I didn't give a shit. Blocked her.
My time has come at last. Trigger warnings for child loss. With my experience, I noped out as maid of honor a month or so before the wedding. It's a long story, but the abridged version is I was in my first trimester with a high-risk pregnancy. The bride fully knew this. She knew I was planning on trying, and when we found out we were expecting, she was the first person I told. She seemed really happy for us. She was one of my closest friends. Because the pregnancy was high risk, I told her not to tell anyone. I didn't want any rumors, gossip, or awkwardness if the pregnancy wasn't successful. So I would have still been in the first trimester at the wedding, so hiding it would have been relatively easy. Well, the same day I miscarried, I also found out she told everyone I was pregnant, the bridal party, the families, like a lot of people. All I could picture is how at the upcoming shower people would be congratulating me, and I'd, lie? Thank them? Or be like, oh no. Actually, I miscarried last week, sucks huh? I was beyond pissed. Wrote an epic breakup text, sent it, turned off my phone, and went to a movie with my husband. Haven't spoken to her since. Peace sign. Period. I used to be a pro MUA who did freelancing at weddings, and I've seen more MOH bridesmaids drama than I can remember. However, the one that will forever be burned into memory was when I was walking back to the bridal dressing room in a hotel to pack up the remainder of my kit after the ceremony, and bride touch-ups for photos with the groom. Anyways, I was walking back to the dressing room and I was just around the corner when there was screaming. Stumbling out into the hall was the father of the bride, who was an officer in the Marines and dressed in full regalia, with his trousers around his ankles and fully engorged, and his wife, mother of the bride, beating him with her rhinestone clutch purse. The rhinestones were catching onto his uniform and damaging the fabric. She scratched his face badly that I saw red marks from 20 feet away. He was caught having sex with the MOH, bride's BFF, who was about 30 years younger and the same age as the bride. Both the bride and her mom were screaming so loud that hotel security and the police were called. Everyone's makeup was ruined, but I was relieved that I had already been paid before the ceremony. The hotel manager was arguing back with everyone and threatened to cancel the reception if they did not simmer down. I waltzed back inside the room to pack my supplies, but I love watching drama, so I packed much more slowly than I usually did. Unfortunately, I had to pick up the pace and leave shortly after because my blood sugar started dropping. After 6 hours straight doing makeup for 8 people and my ears starting to hurt. I tried to stalk the bride's IG to see any updates, but there was nothing. She worked really hard to maintain the perfect Insta life and only posted pictures of her and the groom. I tried to find the MOH, but I don't know if she had an account or deleted it because I couldn't find her.
Something I can contribute to. My best friend of several years was engaged and asked me to be her maid of honor by sending me a really cute gift in the mail. For context, I lived 2 hours away from her. When she asked me to be her MOH, I was broke, didn't have a car, and was working 2 jobs that meant I was working every day of the week. I had also recently cut off my family because of their abuse and was living with my boyfriend. Still, I was thrilled for her and was excited to stand beside her on her day. About 2 weeks into it, I started getting messages from other bridesmaids asking what my thoughts were for a bridal shower, bachelorette, etc. It was hard for me to focus on those because the bridesmaids lived by her and saw her a lot throughout the week while I only texted. After a month, my friend called me and demoted me to a bridesmaid because I couldn't handle planning. Totally agreed with her on this and was still happy to be included. Fast forward another month, and she informs me a couple days before that she is planning to go dress shopping with everyone, on Thursday, at 2 p.m. I told her I was so sorry but I couldn't make it because I had work. Thursdays were when I worked both jobs and it was too late for me to request off since it was the week of. She told me to just call out sick but I needed the money. Plus I didn't have a car to get to her anyway. She was mad at me and told me I had to be available to FaceTime her, which is fair. After that, I was very stressed because while trying to be a good friend I was also actively job hunting and interviewing for positions that would pay me more. I ended up getting my first salary position and was ecstatic. I was very proud of myself after all the shit I had been through. When I told the bride I was hoping she would be happy for me since this meant I would have weekends free to do more wedding things with her. Upon telling her about this job, the first thing she asked was how much I was making. When I told her, she responded with one word, yikes. I'm not sure if it was everything leading up to it or just that moment, but I was crushed. I stopped talking to her for a bit because I just didn't want to hear about her wedding and how great she was when she treated me like that. She finally texted me after a couple weeks asking if everything was okay and I responded honestly and said, no, it's not okay. You really hurt my feelings. Her response? Well, if this is how you behave, don't even bother coming to the wedding. I have another girl lined up to be a bridesmaid. 2 months after the wedding she tried reaching out to talk to me. Nah sis.
This was a long time ago, but I had a friend who had a Hawaiian-themed wedding. She told me there wasn't a maid of honor, so it was a little confusing who was supposed to throw the bachelorette party and the bridal shower, but we kind of split tasks between me and another girl, because we were her oldest friends. So for her bridal shower, I made Hawaiian centerpieces and homemade thank you cards with them and paid for all the postage so writing thank you notes would be easy for her. The day before the bridal shower she called me and said, "Are you serving alcohol at the bridal shower?" I said no, but since it's at 1 p.m. I figured if someone wanted a drink they could buy it themselves as 1 p.m. is still early. Well, she flipped out and said she wanted an open bar. I had just graduated from college and was like 23, so I said I couldn't afford an open bar but I would make punch and buy 3 boxes of wine. So I did. I spent hundreds of dollars on not only her bridal shower and all her demanding details but my dress, shoes, a gift, etc. I knew she was a little high maintenance going in, but we had been friends since kindergarten, so I really just wanted her to have a good time and I was committed to just doing whatever she wanted within a reasonable price. She is a DIYer and a great one at that, so we all tried to go with her theme for everything. A couple days before the wedding, there was still a lot to do and we were going to have a bridesmaid hangout, but she was stressed out, so I told her I'd paint the sign she wanted done while she hosted the get-together with the other bridesmaids. Also, the whole time she kept saying things to me like, I don't have a maid of honor, but you'd be it. I just don't want anyone to feel bad. And she would basically tell me the other girl would get jealous and so mad if I didn't choose her, so that's why she's not choosing anyone. Anyway, I felt I went above and beyond as a bridesmaid. And I didn't mind doing any of it, but the supplies for the centerpieces I made for the shower were really expensive, so I tried selling them online and made some of them into necklaces and hairpieces. Well, she flipped out. Said I stole her idea and Hawaiian things are her idea and I'm basically copying her by making things and selling it as if it was my idea. I gently reminded her that they were just from the centerpieces and I don't plan on making it a thing. I just spent a lot of money and was hoping to get some back. Then she went on about how everyone wears Hawaiian stuff now, even her mom is copying her and she was the first one to start wearing it and now I'm selling it and everyone is going to think she was copying me. After I told her I was just trying to make a little money because I'm broke as a joke, she came back with how money shouldn't be an issue for her wedding and I agreed to be a bridesmaid and just really berated me about it. I was absolutely shocked. I never actually sold any of it anyways, I think one pair of earrings, so no one obviously cared about the Hawaiian crap. And it turned out she told everyone the other girl was the maid of honor and not to tell me because I was her oldest friend and I might get mad. I literally would never have cared as the other girl and her were closer in college anyway, whereas she and I were more grade school friends. I just wanted to know at one point who it was just because I wanted to make sure she had a bachelorette party and no one seemed to be leading anything. And she kept telling me it would have been me if the other girl wouldn't have been jealous, so that's why I reserved the place. And she had told me she wasn't doing a maid of honor to keep the peace with everyone. I was actually crushed. Our friendship ended that way for a long time. It was like breaking up with someone you truly cared for. But I was also done being treated like shit when I truly tried my best for her. Every other bridesmaid showed up with $50 and was done with it. I was the one she called when she wanted something done, so I don't know why she flipped out on me the way she did. Anyway, I haven't talked to her since.
Hey. Thank you for watching. I like making storytime videos. If you enjoy listening, you can support this channel by liking this video, comment and subscribe. Until next time.